One sentence changed my trading forever. Not because it sounded smart, not because it was motivational, but because it stripped every illusion I was hiding behind. I didn't hear it in a course. I didn't read it in a book. It wasn't said by a guru with a rented lifestyle. It was said quietly, almost carelessly, by someone who had nothing to sell. He said, "The market doesn't punish bad strategy. It punishes lack of self-control." At first, it meant nothing to me. I nodded, pretended I understood, went back to my charts. But weeks later, it started echoing, because deep down, I knew something was wrong. Not with my setup, not with my indicators, not with my entries. Something was wrong with me. Before that sentence, I believed the same lie every losing trader believes, that I was one tweak away, one strategy away, one confirmation away, one win away from confidence. I thought consistency was something you unlock after you find the right method. I was wrong. I didn't lose because I didn't know what to do. I lost because I refused to do what I already knew. That sentence exposed something uncomfortable, that most of my losses weren't mistakes. They were decisions. Revenge trades dressed up as opportunity, oversized positions disguised as confidence, late entries justified as momentum. I wasn't unlucky. I was undisciplined. And that's harder to fix, because you can change a strategy in a day, but you can't escape yourself. I started replaying my worst trades, not the charts, the moments before clicking, the hesitation, the urge, the tight chest, the thought that whispered, "Just this once." That sentence kept coming back. The market doesn't punish bad strategy. It punishes lack of self-control. That's when I realized something most traders never accept. The market is neutral. It doesn't care if you're confident or desperate, prepared or tired, disciplined or emotional. It just exposes what you bring into it. Trading doesn't create your flaws. It reveals them. If you're impatient, trading will drain you. If you're impulsive, trading will bleed you. If you need validation, trading will humiliate you. The charts didn't change. I did. I stopped asking, "Is this a good trade?" and started asking something far more uncomfortable. Why do I want to take this trade right now? Most of the time, the answer wasn't logical. It was emotional. Boredom, frustration, fear of missing out, the need to feel active, the need to recover losses quickly. That sentence taught me something brutal. Losses don't come from the market. They come from moments where control slips. That's why two traders can trade the same setup. One survives, the other spirals. Same strategy, different discipline. I began to see trading less like a game of prediction and more like a mirror. Every click reflected a mental state. Calm clicks looked different. Desperate clicks felt different. But before, I ignored that. I thought psychology was something you work on later, after profitability, after growth, after proof. That sentence flipped everything. Psychology wasn't the result of success, it was the prerequisite. I started reducing size, not because I was scared, but because I wanted to see myself clearly. Smaller size removed the noise. It exposed how often I traded without reason, how often I forced meaning into randomness, how often I tried to feel something instead of execute something. And slowly, painfully, something changed. I didn't feel excited anymore. Wins didn't spike my emotions. Losses didn't crush me. And that scared me at first because I thought trading was supposed to feel intense. But intensity was the problem. That sentence taught me that emotions are not a sign of engagement. They're a sign of danger. The best trades feel boring. The best traders feel quiet. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. I stopped trying to be right. I started trying to be consistent. I stopped chasing days. I focused on sequences. I stopped asking how much I could make. I started asking how little I could lose. That's when something strange happened. My account didn't explode. It didn't skyrocket. It stabilized. And stability felt unfamiliar, because chaos was all I knew. Most traders confuse chaos with progress. They confuse activity with effort. They confuse emotion with meaning. That sentence killed all of that. The market doesn't punish bad strategy. It punishes lack of self-control. Look around. Most traders don't fail because they're stupid. They fail because they can't sit still. They fail because they need action. They need excitement. They need hope every single day. The market doesn't reward need, it exploits it. I began ending days early, not because there were no setups, but because I hit my rules, and stopping felt harder than continuing. That's when I knew the work had shifted. The fight wasn't with the market anymore. It was with my impulses, with the part of me that wanted more. More trades, more certainty, more dopamine. That part never goes away. You don't eliminate it, you manage it. That's the real edge. Not indicators, not sessions, not secret models. Self-control, the most boring skill, the most profitable one. I stopped watching other traders, stopped comparing results, stopped chasing timelines, because comparison destroys discipline. It makes you rush, it makes you cheat your own process. That sentence made one thing clear. The market will always be there, but your capital and your psychology won't. So I protected both, aggressively. I accepted that some days I would do nothing, that some weeks would feel slow, that growth would feel anticlimactic. And that's when I understood the final layer of that sentence. The market doesn't punish bad strategy, it punishes lack of self-control. Meaning, you can survive with an average strategy, but you cannot survive with a broken mind. That's why so many smart traders fail. They overthink, overtrade, override rules. They don't lose to the market. They lose to themselves, repeatedly, quietly, until one day they disappear. No goodbye, no lesson post, no warning, just gone. That sentence didn't make me rich. It made me stable. And stability is what allows growth. If you're struggling, if you feel like you know what to do but can't do it, if your losses don't make sense anymore, it's not your system, it's not the market, it's the moments where control slips. Fix those moments, and everything else starts to align. One sentence changed my trading forever. Not because it sounded deep, but because it was honest. And honesty is rare in this game. Silence your impulses, protect your rules, and remember, the market doesn't punish bad strategy. It punishes lack of self-control, and it never misses. After that sentence settled in, something else became clear. Self-control isn't something you activate when things go wrong. It's something you live with when things go right. Most traders think discipline matters only after losses. They're wrong. Discipline is hardest after wins, because wins lie to you. They tell you that you're in sync, that you're seeing clearly, that you can press a little harder. That's where most damage happens. I started noticing a pattern in myself. After a clean win, my standards quietly dropped. I'd tell myself I was in rhythm, that the market was flowing. But what I was really doing was borrowing confidence from the last trade, and borrowed confidence always demands interest. That sentence came back again. The market doesn't punish bad strategy, it punishes lack of self-control. Winning without discipline is just delayed punishment. So I began treating wins with suspicion, not celebration, suspicion. I would ask myself, would I take this trade if I had just lost? If the answer was no, I stayed out. That single question saved me more money than any indicator ever did, because it exposed motivation. And motivation is dangerous in trading. You don't want to be motivated, you want to be neutral. Motivation pushes you to act. Neutrality allows you to wait. Waiting is invisible work, no screenshots, no adrenaline, no proof for anyone watching, just restraint. And restraint feels like nothing, which is why most people avoid it. I also realized something darker. Most traders don't actually want consistency. They want relief. Relief from pressure. Relief from doubt. Relief from feeling behind in life. Trading becomes emotional debt collection. They're not trading setups. They're trading their expectations. That's why losses hurt more than they should. It's not the money. It's the story attached to it. This trade was supposed to help me catch up. This was supposed to prove I'm not wasting time. This was supposed to be my turning point. The market doesn't care about your turning points. It doesn't care about timing. It only responds to execution. That sentence forced me to detach trading from identity. Before, trading was personal. A loss felt like a judgment. A win felt like validation. That's an unstable place to operate from. So I stopped letting trading speak about who I was. It was just a task, a repetitive, boring task. And boring is safe. Emotion is expensive. I stopped checking my account during the day. Not because I was disciplined, but because I knew I wasn't. Removing access was easier than trusting willpower. Self-control isn't heroic, it's practical. This sentence changed my trading forever. Not because it made things easier, but because it removed illusions. And in trading, illusions are the most expensive thing you can carry.